Hi Capricorn, welcome to your October general reading. This is just going to be a general spread, but I think like last month I'm going to do some other readings throughout the month, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want a personal reading, I'll leave my information in the description box below. Interesting energy, so I felt drawn to kind of already pull your cards just so I'm not shuffling the whole time. I feel like it's nicer on the ears not to listen to me shuffle the entire time. So I pulled your cards. What are you guys going through? Oh my goodness. It's interesting. Like I'm seeing something built up and something like crashing down. Like I have this Four of Wands right in the center with the Tower crossing it. Beautiful energy, talking about home stability, happiness, balance, and the Tower kind of crossing it. I mean, it almost leads me to believe, I don't know, some people might be going through like maybe it's like government restrictions tying to work. I know a lot of Capricorns are business owners, self-sufficient, or it could have to be, there's some sort of crumbling. I feel like it's a redirection though. It's actually a good thing. I know that's so much easier kind of said than felt. But it's interesting in this position of your higher self, your subconscious, there is this Ace of Wands. There's a new opportunity, a new kind of spark of something. It's like an aha moment, and the gut says, yes, we're going in that direction, or yes, we're doing that. So you can kind of be reinventing yourself some sort of way, and it actually leads to something better. So obviously this Tower energy is going to be different for a lot of people. But I just want to say, I mean, it's actually contributing to this internal sense of stability and solidness, because when we let go of, it's like the not self, essentially, the things that they're illusions, essentially, with the Tower. And the Tower to me, it points to the Uranus and Taurus. This is Uranus. It's like the sudden, like, it's like the rug being ripped out from under you suddenly. And when it's in Taurus, which we've been dealing with for some years, it has to do with relationships, where we live, and what we do for a living, what that looks like. To me, this feels like there's a call to kind of reinvent yourself. Again, this is the Hermit, the most spiritual card in the deck. So you can kind of be going through like a spiritual metamorphosis or awakening. Sometimes the awakening looks like the opposite, like kind of like a break for maybe just a moment. Be aware of that, because it feels kind of intense when I'm looking at these cards with the Tower and the Hermit. The Hermit, essentially, he's going through darkness, everything around him. He's feeling a little bit lonely, I feel. This is a necessary lonely journey, though, because it's about self. And he has this lamp where he can only see essentially a few feet in front of him, wanting to know what's kind of along this path, but it's not provided. And it's talking about forging this path of faith and trust, which is hard to do if you are in the mind or in the rational state, which I know is kind of a beautiful part of the Capricorn, but I feel like there's definitely an element of coming into your own power, coming into your own spirituality, coming maybe even into your own faith. I feel like a lot of people have been coming into faith as of recently, not necessarily religion, but can be religion as well. But it's more about, because I look at religions kind of like it's like different software to get to the same place, kind of like there's Safari and there's Firefox. I see it's a tool to awaken, to get to that place of connection to divinity. And what's that? That is love. That is that new dimension that we're all entering, that fifth dimension, the dimension of the heart. So when that happens, essentially with the Tower, everything that no longer serves you, it falls away. And that's the difficult part, because it can be some things that we don't see as wanting to willingly let go of. Because the Tower, yeah, it's a little bit of a more difficult card, because essentially when we get to the Tower, or when we get to The Hermit. These are major arcanas. We're kind of placed in these positions, and there's not a lot of, I mean, there's always free will, but there's not a lot of it when I'm looking at these cards. These are kind of, they're almost telling me that they're going to happen one way or another. It's part of that blueprint to kind of evolution that we as humans kind of go through. It's very, once you see the pattern, you can kind of look at things objectively happening in your life, be like, okay, I'm at the dark night of the soul moment. I know that it always turns around. And it's true, it does. You have beautiful cards kind of on the other side of this, but I feel like, you know, it would not be helpful to just do a happy-go-lucky reading. I don't find them helpful personally. I like to know what's going on. I like to connect to readings. And it's telling me why this is happening. The Queen of Pentacles. I mean, this is your energy, very earthly, also Taurus, Virgo, if you're connecting with that energy as well. This is talking about what you truly want in life, what you're wanting to give birth to, what you're wanting to manifest. A lot of people, I feel specifically for earth signs, are wanting to, especially if you're of that age, of wanting to settle down, partner up, have children, you know, that happily ever after. I'm seeing like a manifestation, a concentrated effort towards partnership, towards what that, because again, it's the pentacle energy, what we were talking about before, that Uranus came in to disrupt in some kind of way. It felt like it was done to you, but it was actually for you. This is kind of like you recollecting yourself and thinking about, okay, what do I want to experience in this new chapter? So interesting. It feels like a pivot point. I just did all the, I mean, you're the last one. I've done all the earth signs, very similar energy. Very interesting. None of your cards have anything to do with love, which is very interesting. It's all about you this month. And you know what? That's fine too, because it's Mercury retrograde. It's not the best time. It's about, you know, kind of reviewing the past and whatever happened there. Not a great time when you're in that energy to hop into something new. That to me is like the karma is continuing. So if you want to kind of stop that, especially if people come back from your past, I find the fastest way to kind of put that stick in the bicycle wheel and stop that, you know, cycling, and it's forgiveness. It's like, okay, you forgave that energy. Okay, let's move on here. And I'm seeing the Hierophant is very spiritual energy again. You have like searching for the answers. I mean, it's within. And the Hierophant, to me, I mean, this is also Taurus, but it's traditionally the Pope. This is the Hierophant. He was looking like the magician for a moment. The Hierophant. Traditionally, this is the Pope who has that clarity, who's able to connect with the divine and then channel to the people. There's a bigger purpose here for you. So if you are changing jobs, if you are coming into your own spirituality, there's a purpose here for you. And I feel like we're all awakening to it. I mean, this is clearly showing up though for you about how you want to expend your time and resources is what I'm feeling. King of Wands, yeah, it's about what do you want? What kind of has that fire in your belly kind of pulling you in a certain direction? What do you want to do next? When I see this lizard here, I feel like, you know, kind of getting out of that part of the brain, you know, the analytical part, and being in that fire. It's also about being adaptable to changes. I feel Leo energy when I'm looking at this. It's talking about confidence, knowingness. This comes from a period of time, though, of isolation, of not having it. I feel like you're coming into yourself. It's talking about letting the past go, you know, these things. I feel like cords with people, you know, where there hasn't been forgiveness. Now is a really good time to make peace with that, cut cords. Again, forgiveness is the easiest way to do that, I personally believe. Because there's like this, as you do that, it's like the door opens a little bit more and a little bit more to this new path. And I'm seeing you deciding between two paths. And I feel like there's been this this, I'm curious if like because I keep seeing like there's an aspect of work. It feels like a little bit of a burden. So I don't know if this has to do with what's going on in the world. I mean, inevitably that's going to affect all of us. But I'm seeing the aspect of how can I use the changes, and it's like reinventing yourself, and it feels like to come into self, to have this confidence, to extend yourself, to be able to be seen. There's like a coming into power, and it might be motivated by money. Like maybe I need to put myself out there to put, make more money. Maybe I need to do this. And I'm seeing like this transformation within yourself. Whereas before I feel like very reserved, held back. Now it's kind of calling you to be a little bit more outgoing. This is who I am. Again, if you work for yourself, I feel like marketing yourself, promoting yourself, being your own biggest kind of like advocate, like this is what I do. I know that's, even as I'm saying that, that's not a very Capricorn characteristic, at least the Capricorns that I know. But it's telling me that there is this transformation that you're going through, and it feels like, I even feel for a lot of you, it's like the past experience of financial lack. That's a big one. Yeah. As I cut another deck, it's telling me, there's the, again, it's that nexus point. There's a split in the road, and we're choosing to go in a new direction. But obviously, with that, it entails you being able to align with a better timeline, essentially. So it's telling me you're there. You had to go through that dark night of the soul to get here, where there's a new opportunity opening itself up to you. This could be for some of you like partnerships. I'm seeing the outcome is the Page of Cups. So there's some sort of offer here. There's some sort of something with substance. I'm seeing like a fish in it. I mean, this can also mean for some of you that are trying to get pregnant, there's definitely that energy here. When I see the Page of Cups, there's a fish in this cup. It's talking about love. She's definitely, pregnant. And the Ace of Wands. Hello. Beautiful energy. Yeah, it's interesting. All the earth signs are kind of on the same wavelength, whereas this month is a lot about self and about what you want and about how you want to kind of like steer this ship into the future, because it feels like the winds are in your favor. I don't know how to say that. It feels like, it's smooth sailing ahead. That's what I feel like. Oh, that was something I was thinking about before COVID hit. I was looking online I wanted to learn how to sail, so I found this website where you could like volunteer to help out, and people would teach you how to sail, and you just go around the world. Yeah, that got foiled a little bit, although I should think of that. That just reminded me of that. I would like to do that because I'm a Taurus and I'm at a kind of turning point in my life as well. I mean, it can be felt. I mean, it's everybody. We're going through a collective dark night of the soul. If you don't feel confused, like change needs to happen, what can I do? You're not tapped in. Like, I just feel like it's part of what's going on. So don't feel like you have to figure it all out. I feel like, again, there's a little bit of that just faith and trust that needs to happen. Anyways, I did pull a oracle card. Yeah, Work Your Light Oracle. Anyways, I pulled the Inner Temple card for you guys. It's really pretty. And it says, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. That's what's opening up for all of us, that heart dimension. I would encourage everybody to kind of sit with maybe a guided meditation about the heart energy, opening it up, seeing what resides in that, so knowing what that feels like. So when things come in, and this is kind of just a rule of thumb that I've found helpful, if it's not a really, really loud hell yes in your life when something new comes in or you're making a decision, it's a no for now. And kind of using that simple navigator, like sailing, learning how, hell yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds so fun. Using that as your guide. Anyways, let's read this. Inner Temple. You are being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart, to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with rhythm, to develop a daily practice where you fill up your well and spend time with your soul. All of the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart, but you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you. And so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn. And you are being called to go deeper into your soul, or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or of a spiritual teacher. If you have already been a committed student, then you are being commended for your devotion. Your guides want you to know how proud of you they are, and that the time you spend in devotion is priceless. If you are questioning your career life path, your guides want you to turn your focus towards devotion and this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. Beautiful. Commit to a daily devotional practice. Yeah, I feel like actually, it's a Capricorn that told me this. Even the simplest things can be a commitment to self, but I think it's nice to see things as everything is a reflection of you. So, like even the state of your house, the state of your room, it's a reflection of your psyche. So if it's all messy and it's all disheveled, take a moment every morning, just make your bed. Oh, it feels so good, just, little tiny things like that. It helps you kind of sharpen your energy and sharpen your mind, sharpen your space. It's all interconnected. So if you're kind of looking for things to kind of harmonize, don't have chaos all around you. Little simple things like this. Obviously, meditation really, truly, truly helps. I feel like it's the most powerful tool that is unused. Oftentimes when I give personal readings to people, I see the meditation message come, and I'm like, I know this is going on deaf ears. Why do I even say it anymore? It's truly one of the most powerful things. So I would encourage you, keep it in the back of your mind, like, oh yeah, let me set up, even before bed, putting on a guided meditation, especially about the heart chakra. I feel like this is where we're going. Familiarize yourself with this. So when you see things falling away and you're like, don't go, don't change on me, you can just sit back with yourself and be like, is that really in this space? Does it make me feel like I felt in this space? And it's either a hell yes or a no. What an interesting reading. All right, I think I'm going to end it here, Capricorn. Thank you guys for all of your support, all of your messages, all of your likes and subscribes. I read them all, so thank you guys. And if you want a personal reading, again, I'll leave the information below. And otherwise, I'll be back soon with more. All right, bye guys.